Have you met your shadow? This video will explore what a shadow is, how it affects us, and of course, steps to begin to meet your own. So what is a shadow? A shadow consists of all of the undesirable parts of ourself that we deny, that we repress, or that we suppress as a result of our conditioning, often as a result of shameful experiences that we've had in our childhood. Moments where we were told not to sing or dance loudly, not to show whatever emotion we were having, messages we were given about what's appropriate or good or bad, all are absorbed by us in childhood. The more consistently we hear those messages, both directly and indirectly, spoken to us, lived out around us, the more likely we become to suppress, to deny, and to continue to avoid those same parts of ourselves. The issue is, however, those parts of us don't go away. They often contain attributes, personality traits, emotions, thoughts that are still present. We're just not aware of them, or we're not able to see them in ourselves. Usually there's two main categories: negative things, things that we feel judgmental or critical about. Oftentimes we judge those same attributes in someone else while we turn a blind eye, or we don't see those aspects of ourselves. So for instance, we might see someone and feel like they're acting selfish, call them selfish, and not be able to see the moments in our life where we too can act selfishly. A little more counterintuitively now, sometimes these can be positive attributes that are contained in our shadows, or things that we idealize or celebrate, of course, in someone else. We might see someone and awe at how confident they are, and not be able to see the moments of confidence in ourselves. So how does this affect us? Why are we talking about these repressed, suppressed parts of ourselves that we can't see? When we can't see them, that doesn't mean that they're not there. And their presence inside of us actually affects us and affects the world around us, because what we often do then is we continue to deny or dismiss those attributes in ourselves, while at the same time we project them onto other people. We become quick to judge, quick to criticize, quick to label someone else. This can contribute to cycles then of reactivity, of shame, where we're shaming ourselves when these attributes become present, or we're shaming other people when we see those aspects of them present in them. This can continue or contribute to getting locked in this cycle of judgment, of shame, and then continued repression of these parts of who we are. So how do we begin to do shadow work? Or how do we begin to meet our shadow? We want to practice witnessing it in moments throughout the day where you notice yourself being judgmental, being critical, maybe even idealizing other people or things in your environment. I've included some prompts that you can write down or note down and begin to explore for yourself in your day-to-day life. So notice, what is it that you idealize or praise in other people? And a follow-up question then is, what do I think that this other person has that I believe I'm lacking? You can begin to explore what traits your parent figures or other loved ones that you grew up with or around, what traits did you often find yourself fearing that you didn't want to have or see within yourself? And of course, on the other hand, what traits did you see in them that you wanted, that you idealized? Another way to explore, another exploratory question for you all, is what do you find yourself annoyed by? What are your pet peeves? What are the things that when you're scrolling online, you feel disgusted by or annoyed by or upset by? These will all give you information, right? The goal of exploring and meeting your shadow isn't to become more judgmental. It's to objectively just view these parts of yourself. Because what we see in someone else, chances are, positive or negative, we have in ourselves too. And the more present we become to the whole of our experience, just because we're not paying attention to these thoughts, these feelings, these traits, these attributes, doesn't mean that we're not there. The more we pay attention to the whole of us, the more we can feel whole. I'd love to hear from all of you listening. Have you ever heard of a shadow? And if you have you met your own? Leave it in the comments below.